Are you looking for the best IEMs for gaming? In this video we will look at some of the 4 best IEMs for gaming on the market before we get started with our video. We have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Truthear Gate. For dialogue-heavy games, the separation of sounds will be the top priority, while keeping vocals in the front of the mix. Closely followed by making sure the IEMs don't sound fatiguing when listening to them, which means we don't want too much treble energy. With comfort being the last of the priority list, as generally with story-focused games you'll be playing roughly 2 to 4 hours at a time. Which is why the top pick for dialogue-heavy story games is going to be the Truthear Gate. In games like Cyberpunk 2077, the dialogue doesn't get lost in the mix, even with background music and other environmental noise. High-pitched sounds like the crystalline chimes aren't painful, and the Truthear Gate are easy to listen to for hours on end without much issues, although some might find it annoyingly unnatural due to the lack of brilliance from the treble. They fit in my ears just fine, and they're light without any notable points of pressure. Wearing these for a long time at over 6 hours didn't pose any issues either. They don't have a lot of rumble for action games, and aren't very accurate in sound positioning. You're better off going with something else. At number 2. Meze Audio Alba. In action and adventure games, you're likely wanting to be in the action. Immerse themselves in the action without any compromise. Explosions should rumble, the crack of ice breaking beneath your very feet painfully obvious, vehicles whooshing by with breakneck speed. You'll want it loud and in your face for the most part. For some people, an included mic would be good here, but it is almost always better to get a proper microphone. Our current pick doesn't have an included microphone, but you can easily get a replacement cable that has one built in. Putting you in the action is the Meze Audio Alba. It has a deep and punchy bass, but not so much that it muddies the overall sound, and there are times when the treble feels painful to the ears, something we actually want when being immersed, to feel that building fall and crumble each glass panel at a time. Bass from explosions has enough pressure that you can feel the rumble. The vocals stand out, feeling forward in the mix even when in busy scenes. The separation between sounds is excellent, but it doesn't sound very wide. The sound feels like it comes from in between my ears, leading to the feeling of sounds panning from left to right incredibly fast, and constantly feeling close. This is horrible in competitive shooters, making them difficult to use. At number 3. Moondrop CHU II. When you're looking to relax in cozy games like Animal Crossing and Tamagotchi Plaza, you're going to want to prioritize comfort. You don't want anything getting in the way between you and staying on the couch for hours playing a short hike, instead of going on a short hike, or neatly and aesthetically arranging a room and the game unpacking while being buried in a blanket instead of cleaning your room. I'm totally not speaking from experience at all. If you're looking for earbuds that are comfortable enough to fall asleep in, the Moondrop CHU II are very small and comfortable. I was able to wear them all day without any issues. The vocals feel like they're a little behind the bass and other instruments. There isn't any painful sibilance or overbearing sub-bass that would make them feel fatiguing to listen to over time. It's not the most detailed to listen to. There isn't much rumble to the bass, which makes action games fall flat. At number 4. Sony Inzone E9 Gaming IEMs. For competitive games, people tend to look for the most accurate placement of sound, but what is more important is sound separation and isolation. Sound separation is important, as you don't want to miss audio cues such as an enemy trying to flank you, or third party coming from behind, despite having the loud and terribly obvious sounds of a firefight going on. Isolation comes in with a close second, as it won't matter if you aren't blocking out as much of the outside world as possible. Leaving spatial width and depth last, despite still being important. The more accurate the spatial width, the better you're able to tell the direction of the flanking enemy, the easier it is to pre-aim at the location of where they're likely to break cover, especially in games like Valorant and CSGO2. With a good spatial depth you'll find it easier to tell how far a firefight is, the easier it is for you to make decisions of where to go on a map if you're playing a battle arena type game such as Apex Legends or Fortnite. When playing an FPS like Apex Legends, which I'm the most experienced with, Sony opted not to go with soundstage as the main attribute to focus on. The Sony Inzone E9 separation and clarity are amazing. I can easily hear footsteps, even in intense firefights with sniper shots ringing out, ordnances exploding, and abilities raging across the battlefield. The stereo imaging is fairly accurate. I could easily pinpoint flanking enemies' locations. The spatial depth of the Sony Inzone E9 is good, letting me easily tell when a firefight is far away, mid-range, close by, or right next to me. Sony prioritizes the correct areas to focus on, separation and isolation first, gaining great stereo imaging as a byproduct. For those who are variety gamers or streamers, look elsewhere, as these are not very exciting to listen to, action games fall flat, and music doesn't feel enjoyable to listen to. If you're looking at a highly specialized product for FPS gaming, this is the best I've used in that aspect.